Good morning, student. Today our topic is cloning vector. This is part 2. So I ended my first lecture after describing what is called an expression vector. So this was my last slide. So what actually I wanted to show here, the gene of interest you have cloned, the cDNA you have cloned in between two tag protein, fusion protein, which we named as tag protein. Because why the name is tag? Because you can develop antibody against this tag protein. These are the small nucleotide sequence from where a known 10 to 20 amino acids peptide will be synthesized, against which we have antibody generated. We have already generated our antibody. Now our cDNA, which will be expressed as a protein, as a fusion protein with the N-terminal tag protein. In this case, if we want to purify the N-terminal tag protein against which we have an antibody, we can pull the protein. The purification process will be easier if we express our gene of interest, our protein of interest as a fusion protein. Now, what are the fusion protein? Generally, we use LAC fusion protein that we have seen an N-terminal sequence of LAC Z inserted in the ORF, which can produce an ORF as a fusion protein. Another which is very important, that is his-tag fusion protein, a sequence encoded histidine tag. A few histidine sequences are there in the N-terminal of the target ORF, which allows the purification process very easy. If we pass this kind of protein which has an his tag in a nickel column, so this protein will bind with the nickel column and purification step will be easier. Is a small demonstration what I wanted to express it. This is the vector where we have expressed our cDNA. So after expression, you can denature the protein, or you can take the native purification. You pass through a column. Now if the column, we need to wash and elute. After that, if the column is having, it is expressed as a both the cases it is expressed as a histidine tag. Now because of this histidine tag, this column is having nickel, so nickel and histidine will bind together and we can elute it based on our elution buffer. So that will be the elution process or the purification process. The whole purification process will be very comparatively easy if we express our gene of interest cDNA as a fusion protein. Now coming to the vector, we have discussed so far. So plasmid based vector, one vector is the PBR322, another vector is PAC 18 or 19 series. So all the vectors are plasmid vectors, and the capacity was maximum 20 kb. Here we are coming to the hybrid vector, cosmid vectors, utilizing the properties of lambda phage cos site. And the plasmid vectors, other replication origin as well as selectable gene, these are based on the plasmid vector. A combination of the plasmid vector and the cos site which allows the target DNA to be inserted into the lambda head. The insert sites based on maximum will be 37 to 52 kilobase pair. How much DNA a lambda phage can accommodate in its head genome as a genome, that much is the capacity of this vector. Now question comes, not only the characteristic of this cosmid, how to clone in a cosmid vector. So if this is the cosmid vector typical construction, it has a polylinker site, that means multiple cloning site. It has origin of replication. This is at having an ampicillin resistant gene and the cos site. Now if you cut in the polylinker site, just imagine a circular rubber band you are cutting in one side, you will be getting a linear molecule. If it is a linear molecule, yellow color spot is the cos site. Okay, now this is digested, both the hand have a sticky end, let's say EcoR1, and we have, this is the green color one, is your insert target DNA, which is also treated with the same restriction enzyme. Let us see EcoR1 here. Now if we are doing a ligation reaction with the DNA ligase, what are the probability? Probability is that there must be a situation where in between the two cosmid, one green color insert has come. So if this is the situation, then if you give the in vitro packaging extract, we will study what is called an in vitro packaging extract of lambda DNA, of lambda phage. If you give the head and tail and the other viral protein, that which is named as in vitro packaging extract, the viral extract and viral protein will cut where this COS2 sites and pack it as a inside the virus head as a viral genome, and that will be propagate as a virus. If you want, you can propagate as a plasmid also. Now after that we will discuss about bacteriophage based vector. Now here one application I want to tell about the cosmid vector. Cosmids have been used extensively for genomic DNA library preparation. Remember the capacity maximum 52 kb it can accommodate, and the application is most likely they are extensively used for genomic DNA library preparation. Here comes bacteriophage vector. Bacteriophage, there are two very popular bacteriophages are being used in biotechnology. One is lambda phage based vector, another is M13 bacteriophage. Remember M13 or F1, these are the filamentous single stranded bacteriophage, circular single stranded bacteriophage. M13 F1. Lambda is double stranded linear. So M13 phage vectors are named as phagmid, PHAGE. Lambda phage based vectors are named as phasmid. Remember, in the lambda phage, there are two types of vectors are available. One is named as replacement vector, another is called insertional vector. And M13 vector, we will see one popular vector which is very much extensively used. We will study that one also. Now, M13, which is named as phagmid, PHAGEMID, phagmid. This is the typical structure of phagmid. The name is blue script. This is a commercially available vector extensively used in DNA sequencing. What is the characteristic feature of this thing? If you can see multiple cloning site, this is a blue color one. It is fused with the lactate. So this is expressed as a fusion protein. Okay, and you can do a complementation reaction if you want. It has phage origin of replication, M13 or F1 phage replication origin. It has also called E1, that means bacterial plasmids origin of replication. It also have ampicillin resistant gene. So there are many restriction sites are present. You can clone your gene of interest inside this multiple cloning site and can express your protein as a fusion protein with lactate. Okay, there is a promoter is also present, a viral promoter they have given here. Now the beauty of this thing, what is the important points you need to remember here. The plasmid available that have M13 origin as well as plasmid origin of replication also. It can propagate as a virus particle if you give as a helper phage, M13 helper phage. That phage doesn't have any viral property, only the packaging extract it will be giving. So that can be used as a, this vector can be packaged inside the phage body, the filamentous phage it is. So, and can be propagated as a single stranded circular DNA molecule and as a phage, or it can also during replication it forms a double stranded DNA, so it can again propagate as a plasmid inside and bacterial host. Our next topic is lambda phage based vectors. So there are two types of lambda phage based vector. One is replacement vector, another one is insertional vector. Now, before going to all these things, let us see lambda phage genome, how actually life profile. So lambda phage is a bacteriophage of E. coli. E. coli is the host. Let's see, it is actually absorbed and inject its DNA. This is the host DNA. After that it start replication. If it can go for lytic or lysogenic phase, if it prefer lysogeny, that means a temperate phage, it actually integrate inside the host genome and can stay there for many times. If the situation is adverse, sometimes the phage is in threat, so it will directly switch off from lysogen to lytic cycle and kill the host cell and can come out. On the other hand, in the lytic mode, it will never get integrated inside the host genome. Directly it will replicate and multiple number of viral particle will be synthesized. It will destroy the cell and coming out. This is called the lytic phase. Now, based on these two phenomena, there are two types of vectors are available, commercially available. So, lambda GT series, these are the insertional vector. What is the meaning of insertional vector? So this is a double-stranded lambda genome. You must be knowing that both the sides, cos sites are there. This is the sticky sites, 5' overhang is present in lambda genome. Inside this, first of all, these lambda vectors are all recombinant. That means it's not the real virus. So they have modified genetically so that there are minimal number of restriction enzyme site. Here what we are seeing, it is written like that: lambda GT is a 43.34 kb insertion vector with a unique EcoR1 restriction site within the repressor C1 repressor, C Roman 1 repressor. It can accept that means a linear DNA. If you cut with a restriction enzyme, what you are going to get? You are going to get two arm, left hand side arm and right hand side arm. So it can only accommodate 7.5 kb. Remember, lambda genome ultimately need to be packaged inside the lambda head. So maximum capacity is 50, not more than that. So it cannot accommodate more than that amount of DNA in its head. So 7.5 kb is the only amount of DNA you can insert. But the beauty is that it has been extensively used, remember, for cDNA cloning also, as well as genomic DNA cloning. So what is that? So the restriction enzyme site is in lambda repressor. Which repressor? C1 repressor. Now if this purple color one, the fragment, your gene of interest, your insert, if you clone inside that one, then the C1 repressor gene get disturbed. So what will happen? This type of recombinant will undergo 100% in the lytic phase. But if the C1 gene is not disturbed, that means the cloning reaction has not been taken in this left hand side. So what will happen? You have an intact C2 gene, you have intact C1 gene. This lambda phage, once you insert in a host, that means E. coli, it will prefer to undergo in lysogeny. So selection will be based on whether it is lytic or lysogenic. In the next slide, I have written everything for making your life easy. So lambda GT series, there is lambda GT10, lambda GT11. This is 10 we are discussing. Exactly whatever I discuss, it is there written. Now little bit about this C2 and C1. I believe you have already studied lambda molecular biology behind lambda, the switch on and off between lytic and lysogenic mode. You must be knowing. The phage genome chooses between these alternative bases based on the competition between positive and negative transcription factor expressed during the immediate early phase of life cycle. The actual thing is that if the C1, C2 are present, that isn't functional, then the phage will choose for going lysogeny. If that is disturbed, then it will go for lytic mode. The exactly thing here, this is the screening process. Lambda repressor acts to shut off lambda transcription. Insertion of the foreign DNA, which we have seen in the last slide, that if the fragment is inserted inside the C1 coding sequence, therefore it inactivates this negative regulator. Which is the negative regulator? C1, that is the repressor, and force the recombinant phage to replicate via the lytic cycle. So you will see the plaque formation, that's giving you the selection process. Those phages will be integrated in the genome and preferably go for lysogeny. They will not come out, they will not give the plaque. So all the plaques are your recombinant. Next come lambda replacement vector. Now question is that lambda genome, if you see, there are left hand side, right hand side. Left hand side portions are their coding for lambda head, tail, which are essential for lambda phage to survive. Right hand side also code for N, CRO, some other functional gene which is very much required for its own transcription maintenance. Now, in between the lambda genome, the center part, there are some of the genes present which are required for recombination, attachment. Now, that part of gene we can compromise, meaning we can replace. So that is not more than 20 kb. So in the insertional type of vector, you have seen only 7.5 kb we can we can manipulate with the insert. Now here replacement, what we can do, that non-essential region of the Phage genome which is in the middle part, which are required for attachment or recombination, which is really not required for the lambda to survive as a Phage, that can be compromised, meaning that can be cut out. High transformation efficiency, 1,000 times higher than the plasmid. Why lambda is so important and so is a good choice for as a vector? Because of this high efficiency. Now you can see what I just mentioned here. These are the two. This is the replacement region. This orange red color are the two arms. This is the lambda genome. In between, that written the replacement region, and that is the target is the green color. That part you can replace. That too also maximum capacity is 20 kb. Remember, the problem is that it cannot accommodate more than 50 kb in its head. So 48.5 kb is the total length. So maximum we can manipulate. Now that you can induce to go for lytic phase, and you can select the plaque. Again the same thing, this is the lambda genome. As I mentioned, head and tail in the left hand side, this crow, N, Q, these are the right hand side. In between the arrow is the attachment non-essential region that can be compromised. Now, this is the way people generate how to clone. If the question is how to clone in a replacement vector, this you need to show. What I'm showing here, lambda Phage in a sky blue color, your DNA of interest is a pink color. So total 48 kb they have shown. These are all genetically modified lambda genome. So we are having two equaron side inside. If you cut with that, you get left side arm and right arm. And if you cut with the same enzyme with your insert, which is in pink color, right hand side, you will get different fragment. Okay. So what is our choice? We have replaced 15 kb from the center of this lambda genome. So we can accommodate only 15, not more than that. So that can be accommodated inside this one, and that can be packaged as a inside the lambda head if you give the packaging extract. Okay. Now the commercially available which are very much popular here, this is called EMBL series, EMBL3 vector, EMBL4 vector. You can see 14 kb can be, this is a stuffer sequence which can be replaced, and the left hand arm and right hand arm you have to multiple cloning site being inserted. Only the orientation of the enzymes are different among the EMBL3 series and EMBL4. Remember, these two are the replacement vector. Lambda GT series is the insertional vector. So up to this today. Next class I will start with another type of vector. Thank you very much.